iceberg! Get ahead, sir! Abandon ship!
Mommy, where are you?
Look! Oh, look!
Que tipo de marcas o Titanic terá deixado em quem conseguiu sair com vida do desastre? Uma criança que viajava na terceira classe em companhia dos pais e de um irmão causa sensação na época. É a mais jovem sobrevivente do Titanic. Chama-se Milvina Dean. A primeira escala de nossa expedição em busca de sobreviventes do Titanic é aqui, Southampton, na Inglaterra. Lá vivia Milvina Dean, que virou notícia no mundo inteiro quando tinha apenas 2 meses de idade. Quando tinha 8 anos, ela ouviu pela primeira vez da mãe um relato sobre o Titanic. A criança Milvina queria ter notícias do pai. Desde então, passou a se interessar pelo Titanic, porque queria conhecer todos os detalhes do que tinha acontecido. Nosso encontro fica marcado para a porta deste hotel. O frio é violento, mas Milvina Dean aceita voltar ao porto onde um dia embarcara no Titanic em companhia da família. A história do Titanic acompanharia Milvina Dean pelo resto da vida. Além de ser a mais jovem passageira a escapar do naufrágio, com o passar das décadas, Milvina passou a ser, também, a última sobrevivente. Assim que desce do carro, Milvina se queixa do frio.
I'll have to hold it to blow up. My tiny hands are frozen.
Mas caminha em direção ao ponto exato de onde o Titanic saiu. Por um momento ela contempla o mar em silêncio. O maior navio até então lançado ao mar partiu daqui em direção aos Estados Unidos. Mas a viagem não chegaria ao fim.
Qual é a grande pergunta que ainda ficou sem resposta sobre o Titanic?
Well, the question is, I often wonder why it did go near the icebergs. I often think, did the captain know they were near the iceberg? Was he on the wrong course? I often wonder why it occurred. But I don't think I'll ever get an answer to that. There never has really been a proper answer, has there? Because nobody really knows why. So, I mean, well, I don't think it's any good my ever asking either, because I don't think people will know, really, exactly what caused it to go into the iceberg.
O Titanic se chocou contra um iceberg, uma montanha de gelo, às 11h40 da noite de 14 de abril de 1912. Minutos depois do choque, o Titanic emitiu um sinal de SOS. São as iniciais em inglês de Salvem Nossas Almas.
Uma das sobreviventes diz que o Titanic prova que o homem não pode desafiar Deus. A senhora diria o mesmo?
Well, I mean, yes, I most definitely believe that we cannot go against the forces of nature, and I think accidents will always happen, because I don't think anything in this life is certain. Man proposes, they say, and God disposes.
A senhora culpa alguém pelo desastre do Titanic?
Well, really, I definitely think it shouldn't have happened. I mean, I don't think anybody knows really what happened that night.
O que é que aconteceu com a sua família?
Well, my father, he went down with the ship, but my brother was saved with my mother and myself. My father, on the night of the shipwreck, he heard a crash, and we went on deck to see what had happened. And he said apparently the ship had struck an iceberg. We'd better get the children up and on deck. So that's what my mother did. And my mother went in lifeboat number 13, and they couldn't. I was too small for them to put into a lifeboat, so they had to put me over in a sack. And then afterwards, when my mother got on the lifeboat, she couldn't find my brother. She lost him, and she couldn't find him until we were picked up by the Carpathia. And then somebody else had been looking after him. She couldn't wander around on the lifeboat, of course. So many people, and she had me in her arms, and it was bitterly cold anyhow. But it was awful for her, because not only had she lost my father had gone down, but also she couldn't find my brother, and he was under 2 years old. So it was very bad for her.
Não há botes salva-vidas em número suficiente. Há 3.546 pessoas a bordo. A prioridade é dada a mulheres e crianças. Os que conseguem lugar nos barcos salva-vidas ficam à deriva, na madrugada gelada, à espera de que outro navio chegue para resgatá-los. Ao todo, 1.523 pessoas perderam a vida.
Por que sua família escolheu o Titanic?
Well, my father, we weren't supposed to go on the Titanic. We were going on another ship. I can't tell you what it was. I can't remember. But then he heard from the shipping line, to say there was a vacancy or somebody cancelled on the Titanic, and would he like to go with the family? So he was overjoyed, of course. He thought it was absolutely wonderful. So he said yes, it was wonderful. And so, of course, that's why we went on the Titanic. I thought it was absolute fate, because we weren't supposed to go on that ship at all. And so, I think, as I say, I believe in fate.
O que é que o Titanic significa para a senhora hoje?
Well, it means to me today, I must admit, meeting people. That is the most important thing. That is all I seem to be doing now, connected with the Titanic. I mean, it's been quite amazing, because I'm just meeting people from all over the world who are so interested in it. There's so much interest.
O que é que significa para a senhora voltar a este cenário hoje?
What my mother told me when we were going, my grandfather and my grandmother, they came in from the forest in a horse and trap to see us off. And my grandfather said, it's a wonderful ship and it's unsinkable. You'll have a wonderful trip. And that is the main thing I think about when I'm here.
Por que o Titanic ainda chama tanta atenção ainda hoje?
Well, I think there's a certain mystique about the Titanic, and because it was, I think mostly because they said it was unsinkable. I think that is the main reason that there's always been so much interest in it, because it's such a wonderful boat and unsinkable, and it did sink. And I think that is the reason that the interest goes on and on. Doesn't stop, and I think it always will go on.
A senhora acredita que a lenda do Titanic vai sobreviver para sempre?
Yes, I certainly think it will, because not only older people are interested in it, but children. Because I go to schools and I speak to the kiddies in schools, and I have small children come up and ask for my autograph. Oh yes, I think that'll go on. I think it will go on forever. There's so much interest. And now with the artifacts and the exhibition, that has made even more people interested, you see. Yeah. So I think, yes, I think it will go on forever.
O que é que a senhora acha dessas expedições que tentam recolher objetos do Titanic?
Well, I think it's perfectly all right if they take the artifacts off the seabed. If they were taking them off the wreck, that would be an entirely different thing. But as far as I know, they're not taking them off the wreck. They're taking off the ones that have been swept overboard. Because apparently they were swept overboard for a very long way. So therefore, to me, I don't mind that. If they'd been taken off the wreck, that would have been an entirely different thing. But off the seabed, okay.
Why?
Because it's not so personal. Because it's not so. I mean, you're not taking anything. You're taking things that really would only be swept away, and I think they are part of history. I think it's good for people to see them, especially as people are so very interested in the Titanic. To see all these artifacts, I think it's good. I think it's a good thing.
A senhora apoia a ideia da construção de uma réplica do Titanic?
Well, I don't believe in this at all, really. I think it's rather rather a weird idea. But on the other hand, I can understand people. They just want to. The Japanese want to make money out of it, don't they? And so whatever I say, it won't have any effect on them, because that's I imagine what it's all about. There's always been so much interest, and they think a replica and using it as a hotel, well, all the people will go.
A sua família recebeu algum tipo de compensação?
Well, my mother had a pension from the society that was got up for the widows, and it was to educate us, to educate my brother and myself. I can't tell you how much it was, but I know it was for our education.
De volta ao hotel, o cinegrafista Sérgio Mills não perde a chance de registrar as palavras da passageira do Titanic enquanto o carro percorre as ruas de Southampton.
O que aconteceu com seu irmão depois do desastre do Titanic?
Well, my brother, he got married and had 4 children, and lived quite happily, I think. And then he died on the anniversary of the Titanic 2 years ago. Most extraordinary. And I believe in fate, because in the first place we weren't supposed to go on the Titanic at all. Definitely I believe in fate. And of course there was also the postcard that my mother sent to my grandmother and grandfather, saying that all from Queenstown in Ireland, saying all is well up to now, as if, you know, she sort of had a premonition. It's a part of history, and because it's the only time, probably will be the only time, that anybody has ever said that a ship is unsinkable. They will never say that again, I'm sure. And as I say, it was an absolutely wonderful ship, and so, yes, I think it is good to keep it alive. It was so very awful for her. I mean, her young and very handsome husband had gone down, and speaking about it would just been like all the unhappy memories. She just told me really what had happened. They are very curious. They are very curious. Small boy. No, that was in Canada too. He asked me about the most intelligent question there was. He was only a small boy, about 8 or 9, and she said, well, if everything went down, if you lost your money and everything, what did you do when you got back to England with no money? So I said, well, we went to my mother's home and lived on the farm with my grandmother and grandfather. When I see the intimate personal items, like I saw at the exhibition, and like hairbrush and a ring and things like that, well then that is rather miserable, because I think of the people who had those things and who were drowned. Then that brings back that makes me feel quite unhappy. I didn't like the films at all, because it was all right when it first started and you saw the people going on board and enjoying themselves, some of them, but as the ship was going down and the people couldn't get off and were screaming, then I thought it was horrible. And I thought then of all the people, and my father going down with it, yes. I would never want to see any more films about the Titanic. Oh, I'd hate that, to think of people taking things off the wreck. Yeah. Because I was thinking, well, I don't know, my father, the body, I don't know, his body would still be there, but I think of that somehow. It's quite horrible. No, I would hate that.
Ao fim do nosso encontro, Milvina Dean faria uma confissão curiosa, que envolvia água.
É verdade que a senhora nunca bebe água?
No, well, I was asked when I was at a dinner party if I would have a glass of water, and I said, oh no, I never drink water. And the person who asked me said, why? I said, because I don't like water. And my grandmother, she lived to 93, she didn't drink water. My mother lived to 95, she didn't drink water. And my great-aunt lived to 97, and she didn't drink water. And so therefore, why should I, especially if I don't like it? How's that?
Existe alguma relação entre a tragédia do Titanic e o fato de a senhora jamais beber água?
Well, no, I don't think that has any connection at all, because that is salt water, isn't it? And you wouldn't drink seawater anyhow, would you?
A entrevista foi gravada em 1995. Milvina Dean, a última sobrevivente do Titanic, Morreu no dia 31 de maio de 2009, aos 97 anos, numa clínica de repouso em Southampton.